Hi guys, how are you? So I'm trying to talk a little quietly because it's nap time, which is usually when I'm doing these videos, so I have to be kind of quiet. And it's kind of weird because I don't think you can put titles on them, but oh well. So today I want to talk about foods, of course, but I want to talk about them a little bit differently. Not just, I hope you eat fruits and vegetables, but definitely I hope that you do. And but I want to talk about some of these other properties that foods carry that I think sometimes we forget about, or maybe you've never heard about. So the idea behind this video is the frequency of foods. So when I first started to learn about this, obviously as a health coach, I'm super intrigued and inspired all the time by how to help people heal, how to help people transform, and sort of like why different people get different results. It's a little bit about what I talked about yesterday, but there's just so much more to say about it, right? So when you talk about the frequency of foods, it's so cool because there's basically 3 different layers to our foods. And when I talk about the food, I'm talking about like real natural foods, like, I don't know, like I have a whole bowl of fruit right here, apples and pears and lemon. So like these kind of foods, right? These kind of foods carry these 3-dimensional properties. So just like, it makes sense, right? Because one of the core beliefs that I have is that everything is connected. And so the more that I say that, the more that I hear that, the more that it's like, oh yeah, everything is connected. Everything is connected in so many layers, in so many ways. So just like with food, there's 3 different levels of frequency, and those are emotional, physical, and then metaphysical. Just like our bodies, we have a mind, a body, and a spirit. So it would make sense, right, that the things that we're given to feed ourselves with, to heal ourselves with, have those same levels of properties. Hi, Charlene. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Yeah, I think it's really cool. So this is where I think the deeper connection comes in for people, where you might have heard food is medicine, or maybe you believe that, but you really can believe that, because when we want to transform something in our bodies or our lives, whether it's like making more money or, getting new clients or changing our health or losing weight or whatever, there has to be these shifts that happen. And it's never just one thing, but it's like a total new way of you showing up in the world. And so it's the same with this. But I wanted to explain this a little bit more and give you some examples of what does it actually mean that foods have spiritual and metaphysical properties along with the physical. So the physical is the most commonly known, right? So if you, I don't know, like if you haven't been eating plant-based, if you've been eating a lot of processed food, you know that you would feel better if you shifted just to doing that. But then you can go further, right? So like, for example, I have like bananas right here. So all these bananas. And the interesting thing is that what you'll see with the physical condition that the body's showing up as maybe an issue or a problem or inflammation will connect to how you're feeling and your emotions. And with the mind part, with the emotional part, so the body will have the mind, and then the food will have the emotional levels of healing, right? And that makes sense because in our minds, we have beliefs. And so we'll have these emotions and these feelings based upon our conscious and subconscious beliefs. So on some levels, these fruits and vegetables and herbs, they can heal you on a deeper level than you even really know, because sometimes we're not aware of why we feel so bad. We don't know why we're frustrated or why we're angry or why we're depressed. But there's beliefs that are keeping you in that area of being stuck. And so the foods will help to shift you in the emotional area. So that's awesome, right? Okay, and so basically it will line up with your emotions, it will line up with your mind, your body, and your spirit. So that's how you can get this like transformation. This is how people cure diseases with natural methods, I'm convinced, okay? And I know that the food has to be a part of it, like regardless of what other modality you might find, whether you find another energy healer or acupuncture or supplements or, you know, Reiki, whatever it is, there will always be the food element to someone who transforms their body or their health or has like a miraculous recovery. There always will be some kind of a dietary change, right? At least that's what I believe. And even if you know someone that hasn't, then that's cool too, but that's probably because the mind is the most powerful. But it's so much easier, right, when you know how the food supports your physical body. Okay, so back to what I was saying, I'll give you some examples. So there's always layers, but they usually make sense. So let's say, for example, because I've worked a lot with people with digestive problems and food sensitivities and healing the gut. Well, let's say somebody has a lot of stomach pains or bloating. When you have those symptoms, that's the physical level, right? So you have these symptoms. Well, what usually comes with that is a lot of like uncertainty, a lot of like anxiety type feelings, a lot of, you're just not feeling sure about stuff. And you also can hear, like, even in the medical world, like a lot of people who get diagnosed with IBS are told, it's in your mind, right? You're just making stuff up. Well, that makes you feel very anxious too. So, if you don't know what to eat, you don't know if you're going to eat something and it's going to make you feel bad right away, that is really hard and you can be pretty emotional about it. So that's going on. And then when you look at like, well, what would someone like that need to eat? Well, the way that I see it, like with the energy, is you basically have to, when you're working with the gut and the digestive system, you have to soothe it. You have to be able to get things to calm down. And you have to give your body nutrition because you need nutrition, but you have to do it in a way that's not going to further aggravate whatever the issue is going on. And there can be different areas of the digestive system with symptoms or areas that need support. And so different foods will do that for you. But I'll use my bananas again. So bananas are a food that on the emotional level helps with anxiety, helps with kind of bringing you back to your core beliefs and knowing that you're going to be okay, you're strong from the inside. And they're also really amazing for gut issues, actually, because they help with everything from like stomach spasms to nausea. And a lot of people eat bananas like when they're sick or not feeling well, but it's because they sound good, they sort of feel good, and they actually carry all those deeper level properties to help heal you too. So that's just one example. I'll tell you one more about myself, and then I'll tell you what else you need as well. So that was like digestive and stomach. Now, I wrote a post today about how I sort of like have now traced back and put all these things that I've now learned about health and food and vibration and healing to my fertility problems that I had years ago. So what I know for sure is that my main cause, and everyone that I work with has like a priority condition, and it can change like quick or slow, but you'll have a priority area of the body, and then you'll also have a frustration or an emotional imbalance somewhere in your conscious or subconscious mind as well that's keeping you there, right? Because whenever the body shows you symptoms or signs that there's something going on, it's taken a long time to get to that place. It's taken a long time to get to that point. So it's not like you just are going about your life and totally happy and joyful and fine, and then one day, bam, you're on the couch at 3 p.m. because you have adrenal fatigue. No, that doesn't happen. Like, there has to be ways that you're ignoring things in your life or things that need to shift, right? You're out of alignment. So that's where we get the physical symptoms, because the body is a denser energy. And so for something to manifest that far, it has to have been going on for a while. And for most of my clients, it's usually years. So there's that, okay? So what I can tell you about fertility is there is a place to know like what's going on in your liver, right? Because it has to be a safe environment for a woman to get pregnant. It has to be safe for the baby, because the baby will depend upon you for its nutrition. And in fact, it will take most of what you eat and consume for itself. So that's another reason you need to be really, really healthy and strong and supported before your pregnancy, if you want it to go the best that it can, okay, for you and the baby and for afterwards. So you need to have like enough of a cleansed liver that it can handle that, and that your body will know that it's safe for you to bring this human into you, to feed it, to nourish it, and that it won't be given excessive toxins. Like sometimes women have them floating in the blood, and I think that I did. So, and within the liver too, then you know that there are certain foods that will help you to cleanse that. So there's also the side of things where you need to stop putting in things that will continue to clog the liver. And that's all of the no-list foods that I teach my clients, because those are the foods that will continue the proliferation of disease and inflammation and problems. When you take those out, you're going to be one step ahead. And then you start to put in the correct foods in the correct order, in the correct way, and really use them therapeutically for whatever your condition is, so that you can get faster healing. So I knew that I had a lot of like liver stuff happening, and that allowed this virus to be active in my body, which basically was activated around my reproductive organs, which made me have implantation failure, and so I never could carry. But then you have to look at the emotional side of what does it mean when someone has liver problems. Well, you might have heard that different emotions are stored in different areas of the body, right? So just like someone with stomach problems can have anxiety and fear, obviously a lot of negative emotions are some levels of fear or low vibrations, right? But the liver holds a lot of anger. So I didn't know I was so angry, but I was. And I think that there's like several reasons for this. One was like, I think I grew up being taught that I needed to be a very good girl and just like go, like this is the way it is, just be quiet and smile, and never like really expressed a lot of how I felt. So that was repressed. And when that happens, often it can get stored in your liver. And then when we were actually trying to have a baby, it was like I wasn't there. I wasn't completely on board. So I think I had anger and resentment that I was just doing something that I wasn't ready for at the right time. And it's all been a lesson for my soul. I'm certain of it. And it's a way better situation and outcome anyways, the way that it happened for me now. But the point is, when you have a condition in the body, it's telling you very, very loudly something's off. And it's giving you very, very specific clues. And the clues will show you in what area of the body that there needs to be healing done with whatever you can do on the physical plane, which is huge with diet, okay? So you come in, talk to me, and then I will explain back to you what your body's trying to tell you. And then you can create a protocol, a plan with the right types of healing foods. So then those certain healing foods will be more therapeutic. You'll be focusing on some more than others, and they will go in to the priority need area in your body to help shift that physical level energy. And then as that happens, you're also being transferred. When you eat a food that's healthy and whole, you are automatically transferred all the dimensions of the food. So this is so cool, right? So when you eat a banana, you're transferred those emotions that help you to have certainty, to be calm, to be less anxious. Who knew? You were just eating a banana. I think this is so funny. And then you also get this spiritual lesson. So there's way more to this, you guys. There's spiritual, emotional, and physical reasons to eat all the different foods, but you get all of those every time you eat them. So when you can make sense of what your body's telling you, you can know it's physical blockage, it's energetic blockage, and emotions that need to be processed and come out of you. So the first step is great to address with the diet because it gives you the better feeling state of your body because the foods work. Like they just do. They work in you. They will affect your cells the way that God intended them to. And then what happens is because you're feeling that physical shift, you're also feeling better because you've gotten that transfer of the emotional and spiritual properties. Okay, so that's part of the better feeling that you get from eating healthy. It's not just, oh, fruit makes you feel good or vegetables make you feel good, but that's why, okay? So then you're in a calmer, better feeling place to access the negative emotions and get to the root cause of them. And then you need to process them in whichever ways we would decide to, that makes sense for you, wherever they're located and based on what happened, where they came from, what the root of them is, and you get them out. So then you can fully process from the core, because it's like if somebody has adrenal fatigue and they want to have a baby, it's not the greatest idea to just try to go get fertility treatments and not get to the root cause of the fertility issues or the root cause of the adrenal issues, right? So you do that with the food, from knowing what the symptoms are telling you and using the foods in that therapeutic way to help you to shift and to heal and then to access those emotions, and then you can get to the root of the core of the issue, because it's not just a simple physical thing, right? So because we're three-dimensional, we're mind, body, spirit too. I hope this makes sense, you guys. So if you watch the replay and you have questions, feel free to DM me. I'll try to figure out how to get this uploaded or downloaded and uploaded and put it up on my YouTube channel. So I'll do that. And then I wanted to tell you about two things I have going on. If you have been watching my stories, I have my 6-week group program, Fueled and Focused, that's starting in August. And it's a combination thing where we're doing accountability coaching, but you'll also be getting access to my new online cooking course, which makes it so easy to eat a plant-based diet, because I'm breaking down all of my tips, all of my hacks, and showing you the simplest ways to get these nutrient-dense foods into your body and life. And then you'll have the group support too. And then the second way is private coaching with me. So if you want to know more about this three-dimensional layer of healing your body and your health, and especially if you have stuff going on in your body and you know that you want to have a baby at some time in the future, then it's a really good idea to come back into alignment with your physical health first, and just so you can feel better and accelerate your health, your healing, and it manifests into every other area of your life. So send me a DM if you want to know about that, or you can check out all of these things on my website, which is just jodybullock.com. Okay guys, see you later. Bye.